Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 5 Minutes for Fighting. I'm your host, Jesse Rowe, and we are joined once again by Mohammed Usman, our second time guest on 5 Minutes for Fighting. So thanks again for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
No, the pleasure's mine.
Yeah, so you're coming off a big win versus Junior Tafa, UFC Fight Night. Awesome performance. Congratulations on that. You're 10-2. How you feeling, man?
I feel good. There's a lot of work to be done, because that time that I took off from having my hand surgery,
Right.
I could definitely feel it in there. So but I got the job done and I stayed disciplined. So I feel really good about that, accomplished about the fight. There's a lot of things we can improve on. And I'm just excited that I got to get out of there with a W and get back to work.
Obviously, this is the elephant in the room. This is the question I have to ask you, being the brother of one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. Kamaru recently actually made a call out of Khamzat Chimaev that's a fight that he wants. Where do you see that fight? Do you see that fight happening, and how do you see that fight going down if it does happen?
Oh man, if so when I'm one of those that I just follow the blueprint. And when bro starts calling out people, that means he's motivated. And a motivated bro is a very dangerous fighter. A motivated Kamaru is is very, very dangerous. And if that's the fight he wants, it's really not, it's not hard to, you can't really deny that. Dana can't be like, oh no, that's a fight that would sell probably the most pay-per-views if they wanted to even do it like that. So that's a huge fight, and I'm happy for him that he got that fire and got that motivation back in what he wants to do. And yeah, I support him. I'm gonna be there with him, rocking the whole way. And yeah, if that's what he wants to do, I'm
Do you
just
think that
very
the
excited at that fire.
Right. Yeah. Do you think that fight does happen? Because I mean, Hamzat, there's debate about whether he's going to go up to middleweight or if he stays at welterweight. Because he did have trouble making weight in his last fight. Do you foresee? I mean, I don't know. You have the inside scoop here. You talk to your brother. So do you
Uh,
foresee this fight's
at the
actually
end
going to
of
happen?
at the end of the day, right now, everything is just everything is just talking here and there. But if it happened, we'll know real soon. So
Yeah.
we just gotta just keep playing it by ear. I know what you know.
Right.
So I would love for it to happen, and I think it's a great fight for my brother. I think he's motivated to have that fight because of the title around Hamzat. So I think that'll be a very, very good fight for him.
Yeah, he's not a guy a lot of fighters call out, but then again, Kamaru isn't a guy that a lot of fighters call out.
Yeah,
So how do you see that fight playing out?
I see Kamaru doing what he does best. Taking challenges that other people don't want to take, and going out there and making it your own. Because he has his own instincts and his own ways of fighting, and I'm pretty sure he's seen weaknesses in Hamzat, and he knows he can probably exploit those. And yeah, if he's motivated for a Hamzat fight, man, that's major.
Yeah, he said that this is actually this would put him in line, that if he were to beat Hamza, it would put him in line for that fourth Leon fight. And that seems like that's a fight that he really wants, because he wants to. He doesn't. It seems like he doesn't feel like there's finality in that trilogy. He feels like another fight would provide some finality where you could get some more
Yes,
clarity on truly who the better fighter is. Is that
hundred
sort of your
percent.
take on it as well?
100%,
Yeah.
because if you want to go down the line and be honest, I mean, Leon won. He had a good game plan, but he didn't beat my brother. I'm just gonna be honest. He didn't beat him. He didn't beat him the second fight. If that fight was in America, Kamaru would have won. He had more control time. I'm just being honest as an MMA fighter, outside looking in. If that fight was in America, Kamaru would have won. I feel like everybody, even Leon, knew that as well. Because even in the fifth round of that fight, you could see Leon being desperately trying to land something because he knows he's losing. That's, as a fighter, we all have that IQ in our minds. Like, man, I've lost these rounds. If I don't try to get something going, I lose. You know. But they gave it to him. It was in London. That's totally fine. First fight was a wash, and he landed lucky, and he landed a good kick. So you can't. Those two fights were were pretty tough. So Kamaru felt that too, and I know he's like, you know what? Let me go out here and fight these guys, get a fight in, and then come back to that Leon fight. Which I think is a good idea for him. And it's motivation for you to be able to, get yourself back to where you want to be.
So you feel like that the location of that fight played a big role in how that judges scorecard.
100%. And it's crazy to say, but yeah, it is. Home court advantage is very real in this sport, and it's location played 100% role in that fight. Everything Leon would do when he would bounce, you would get a reaction from the crowd. The refs would. That's how that alone. Me outside looking in, that's what it got, because nothing really major landed in that fight, at all. But the way the crowd would made you feel like he landed something heavier than he did. So something in the terms of judging and scoring, it would make them say, okay, boom, what he did had more greater value than what he did. So that's the name of the game. So it happens everywhere. So I'm just different venue. I think that fight goes a different way.
I guess the thought on my mind is that Leon also potentially has to get through Colby in order for that fight to happen, if Kamaru were to beat Khamzat. So then we could if he doesn't get through Colby, we could potentially be seeing a trilogy with Colby Covington. Is that something that's been on the back of his mind as well?
Yeah, man, this is everything. I mean, and that's good for him because you beat everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's upside. You beat everybody already, Kamaru. So, let's just go back to the drawing board, get it together, and then whoever's left standing, we'll handle them.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need that finality really versus Colby, though, right? He needs it more versus Leon, I would imagine. So, because the Colby,
but if Leon's not there, then we can't help that.
Yeah, right. How do you see
simple as that.
How does a trilogy fight with Colby go?
Oh man, I don't. With my brother and Colby, it's so much emotion in that fight.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the same thing. I feel like Kamaru is just gonna. It's an emotional fight. He's gonna get out there, and they turn it into, because they both counteract their wrestling. So wrestling's off limits in that fight.
Sure,
when
right.
You get in the fight, when you get in a fight with Colby's just hands.
Yeah, right. There's talk about Jon Jones versus Stipe is the logical next fight for the heavyweight championship, but there's been a lot of talk about whether or not it should be Stipe or whether it should be Sergey Pavlovich. I know that you're not in the matchmaking business, but like for you in the heavyweight division, huh?
Definitely Stipe.
Yeah, you don't think Sergey should get that spot?
He's earned it. Stipe has earned that spot. He's earned it. He's paid his dues. This sport, man, it's a hard sport. It's for somebody like Stipe. He's earned it, paid his dues. And no, not saying Popovich has not earned it, because he's earned to be where he's at. He's earned. He jumped ahead of Curtis Blades from beating Curtis Blades. So now you're in Curtis's slot. So now whoever wins that fight, you get him. You've earned your place. Everybody's earned their place. Don't get me wrong. I know you can jump spots here and there, but in the terms of the heavyweight division, there's not really much jumping you can do there.
Right.
So Stipe has earned a spot as a man. That's somebody that's just put in that work and for all these years, and he's earned to be there, and to test his luck against Jon Jones.
Right.
And then if he doesn't, and then if Jon's still there after that, now you got to deal with this guy, this Sergey guy. So it's a lot,
Do you think Jon retires after that fight? Do you think, because there's talk about whether that could be the end?
I think he does.
Yeah. Win or lose?
There's nothing else to prove, honestly. And I remember Rashad Evans told me this. And he says, when you get to a certain level of the sport and then you keep winning, you just basically keep winning until you lose.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that does make sense.
He says basically you're gonna just keep winning and winning and winning until you lose. I mean, that's why you see guys like Khabib, and Khabib did it perfect. He got out at the right time, and it's like now you can sit back and think about it like, damn, Khabib did really do that fucking best decision. Got out at the right time. Everything's perfect because it didn't dilute him. He didn't lose anything. But when you really think about it, it's really, that's all it is. If you just keep fighting guys that are getting better, that are molding towards you, getting better, learning how to try to beat you, eventually somebody's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
So, once you get to a certain level and you feel like that's it, then that's it.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, hey, best of luck this year. I hope we see you soon. And yeah, good stuff, man. Thanks for joining me again. All right.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you.